This is the Druids' graves, later known as the Druids' caves once the stone had been removed. It's situated below Cuff Hill, not far from Beith in North Ayrshire. It's a Neolithic or New Stone Age chambered cairn. It could also be regarded as a passage grave. There are some suggestions that a passage ran through the centre. Nearby is an example of a flank where maybe sheep or cattle were put together in a pound. Obviously it's much more recent. And we're below Cuff Hill itself, where the scree slopes is where the stone which was used to build the chambered cairn came from. Being Neolithic, it's something in the order of 4,000 years old. Probably it would be reasonable to say it was older than that still, maybe more to 5,000. It had a wall built round it in round about 1808, that sort of date. The wall was basically there to help preserve it, to keep cattle out and to make it clear and distinct as to where it stood. It's mostly made up of small stones, hundreds of thousands of them originally, taken from the scree slopes. Classically, it's in a very open position. There's a very clear view from here over large tracts of countryside. This end, the northern end, has been less robbed. The story goes that when Threepwood Road was being constructed, the workmen used the chambered cairn as a source of stones. Fortunately, the locals kicked up a fuss and the landowner came and put a stop to it. The excavations themselves, the removal of stones, had brought to light originally two cists, that is, stone-lined coffin structures, not necessarily used for any one person. It's thought they could have been reused in some cases repeatedly. The excavations that took place here only revealed some bones, some evidence of fire, and a small coin-like bronze disc. These are some of the cists. Originally, two were found. Upon further examination, a total of 5 were located. The structure was at a later stage altered to be used as for foxes' dens, to encourage the fox population when fox hunting was all the rage, so that further damage was done to the structure at that time. You can see that once the stones had been removed to some extent, that the locals seem to use the nickname Druids' Caves because of these cave-like structures. The stones that were capstones above the grave were quite substantial in size. One down in this area is extremely large. When first discovered, large numbers of visitors flocked here in Victorian times. The reports of over 1,000 people coming within a year to visit the site, despite the fact it's very remote. It now lies within the cordoned off area with a sheep fence, with an entrance near to the Druids' Circle, which lies above Kirkley Green Reservoir, another one not terribly far from Coldstream Mill. Substantial dry stone dikes here. Whether they also are built of robbed stone hasn't been recorded.